All right, if I want to remove this influence on the torso, and I don't want to mess around with any of my joints because I spend so much time working on that. So there we go. So I'm gonna look at my influence first, and I'm going to remove spine 3 and spine 2. Those are the influence that I want to remove. But I'm going to transfer those influence somewhere else. So let's just say if I want to transfer that influence um, to somewhere else, or even like I don't want the influence to go anywhere else, to disperse anywhere else. Um, I can do that also, but it is best to just try to transfer it somewhere else so you can gain it back. So all right, so let's just say that the influence that I want to remove, and I want it to transfer to spine 1, which is this one right here. So that's mine right there. So I can do that, or I can even transfer it to pelvis if I want to. So let's go ahead and transfer that. So the first thing that we want to do is just go to your skin tool. I was already there. Don't know why. And I can just lock every joint. So if I want to lock every joint, and I'll just lock it just like so. And I know my influence is not going to go anywhere if I just remove the influence. So I want the influence to go somewhere else, right? So let's just say I want to unlock spine 3 and also spine 1. So that's where the influence is going to go. So I'm going to remove the influence from spine 2, and I'm going to remove the influence from spine 3. And all the influence is going to go on spine 1. All right? Just like so. Now, I have that. I can select the spine 1 and spine 2. And if you want, I can move it a little bit. You can see it's moving a little bit, right? So if I go to spine 2, and you can see it's moving. And if I go to spine 3, yeah. So those are the two influences that I want to remove. And I'm gonna select it, and I'm gonna select my skin. So once I select the skeleton that I want to remove, and I go to skinning, and you go in to see, oops, you go in to see, where are you? Edit influence and remove influence. So I'm just going to select that, and it's going to tell me which influence that is going to remove. If you look at my the skin cluster that I have, it's 185, also 185, and I can remove that from there. So it's going to take a little time, but not well. That's quick. So if I move, as you can see, nothing moved, and I still have my influence. Like I said, the influence now got transferred to spine 1. So if I go to where spine 2 and 3, there's no spine 2 and 3. So everything else stay the same, and I don't have to do a lot of work. So if I can go ahead, and you can see now the spine 1 is taken over. So, and if I want to add a joint right in the middle, if I want to add a joint right here, I can actually add a joint. Let's just do that real quick. So if I want to add a joint right in the middle of this, so I'll just divide that joint, and I'll just divide it to 1, and I'll just add one joint here, and I just added this joint. This is a new joint. So now I wanted to add the influence back again, or I can remove joints if I want to. I can remove joint, or I can add joints, and then redistribute that influence. Now I just select the first influence, the second, and then the third, um, and those are the joints that I need, and I want to add it back. So I just select it, or and I go, instead of bind. Now you're not dealing with binding anymore because you already have a cluster. So what you want to do, you want to add those influence. And also, it is very important to make sure all the influence that you don't want it to take over is is kind of locked. Since spine 1 took the influence that I had before, I want to divide the influence between spine 1 and all the spine that I'm going to add. So I'll do that again. Spine 2, spine 2 divide, and spine 3. And I'm going to skin, edit influence, and this time we're going to go add influence. Now, if you don't want to add influence at all, so I would suggest to just lock So what it's gonna do, it's going to lock the weight and then add those influence. My personal workflow is always lock the influence. For this demonstration, I'm going to unlock the influence and hopefully that spine one give back the influence that he took. So that is the hope. It is a computer, you know, it does whatever it wants. So, and I'll just select the skin and I'll just add the influence. Now, if I go and try to move, and you'll notice that I have influence right here. Again, it is best to not have it do the influence for you. Like I said, for this, I add, I have Maya give do the influence for me, which, as you can see, the influence is really really bad. So spine one, as you can see, spine one trying to take over. Spine two, and uh, spine three, and so on and so on. So if I wanted to take some of it back, I can just unlock the one that I want because I know this one is spine three, and I can just like have work with spine one and spine three, and then just transfer those influence. I hope that helps. And yeah, all right, let me know.